what are we going to do with the data that we are collecting? Because as you all know, there's lots and lots of shelters that are still doing these tests, and I'm certainly not one to say that they're useless at this point. And so the specialist in the area is that using temperament tests, we use them as an ancillary tool or an additive tool to other information that we have available through that pet. So we may use things like owner relinquishment questionnaires, information we've gotten from the person turning the animal in. But again, there's questions about how valid is that information. So Segerson out in California had again looked at questionnaires with relinquishing owners and found that if the owner is told that the information that they're giving about the pet is not going to be public, is not going to be used to make a decision on whether or not the animal is going to be adopted or not, they actually found that owners were identifying owner-directed aggression as well as fear of strangers more likely than those who were not told that information and assumed that it was going to be public information. Same type of thing if you have someone filling out or taking a history verbally in a quiet enclosed area versus when it's in a crowded waiting room with lots of other people who could overhear the information with that. You also have to take into account the staff experiences with the animal, so that animal caretaker or that handler that's working with the animal. This is essentially an informal observational test type, and so we talked about some of those other testing criteria that previously. And they actually found that when they're looking at this data, that this type of information is actually better at predicting the absence of a problem. And so if we have a pet who, say for instance, we're worried about cage aggression or barrier frustration, if the animal's never experienced that or the handler's never experienced it, you say, okay, yeah, it's pretty likely that it may not be a problem at home, versus if they say there is a problem.